as you would be well aware, particularly if you have been sponsoring our students for a number of years, our cute little nursery children suddenly grow up into big buffy teenagers. And as teenagers entering P7, Senior 1, Senior 2, Senior 3 and Senior 4, they suddenly require somewhere to sleep as part of boarding. They require extra food, they require extra teaching, they require extra resources, they require bigger uniforms, and they just require a whole lot more of everything. So one of the issues that we are facing at the moment is that we need to have our students in boarding school because that's how it's done in Uganda, and particularly how it needs to be done in rural Uganda because local homes do not have access to electricity for study and that kind of thing. So one of our biggest needs at the moment is proper boarding facilities for all of our students. And here come some of those students down the path, and what are they carrying? A whole pile of pineapples. Yum, 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 yum. So at the moment, 2 of the nursery classrooms and a couple of offices and storage spaces have been converted into the dormitory for the girls. So now we're going to our Senior 1. Senior 1, is it?
Yeah, Senior 1s are here.
Senior 1s are here. Thank you. You studying hard? Okay, so this is our Senior 1s, and there they are. They're lovely Senior 1s who used to be our P7s. And then we come through into here, and this is the second nursery classroom. So don't worry, girls. All right, so no. And there you go. So to me, it seems a bit like a camp. Now, from a Western point of view, it might seem a bit crowded, but from a Ugandan point of view, it's actually quite a spacious dormitory. And Fausta prefers to sleep up here than to sleep down my place. And our boys are all sleeping in the school hall, which also needs to be used for exams and other things as well. So this is where our, what's this, Senior 1, 2 and 3, is it? Who sleeps in here? Yep, so this is our Senior 1, Senior 2, Senior 3 and Senior 4. Senior 1, 2, 3 and 4. So they're using what is actually our school hall. And as you can see by the partitions, it's partitioned off for the primary 7s on the other side and then for the nursery school on this side. And then at the end of the year, this will be vacated and used as an examination hall for our P7s. So, as you can see, we are in pretty desperate need of a dormitory, particularly for our girls, because if our girls can get a dedicated dormitory, we can move them out of the classrooms and our nursery can move back into their own classrooms. We are, of course, extremely appreciative of the funding that has been donated over the last 10 or 12 years, because we wouldn't be where we are today without that funding, and we wouldn't have the buildings that we have today. You do not need to think that you need to donate big amounts. Big amounts are great, of course, but a $20 donation will buy a bag of cement, and so every little bit helps. A piece of timber can be purchased for anywhere between $5 and $25, depending on the length, and an iron sheet costs something like $50 a sheet. So please do not feel that because you don't have a lot to give, it's no point in giving it. Every little bit helps, and every little bit is certainly appreciated by us over here on the ground in Uganda. And church, what I would like to do now is just to change topics for a little bit. And I just really felt to share with you something that I was discussing with our headmaster this week, just so that you can get a real sense of appreciation that what you are doing is not just preparing your sponsored child for the future. You are actually making a huge impact on their lives now. So the headmaster and I were discussing, this is our headmaster in the primary, a lovely man, and we were talking about sending the children home for a day last week so that our teachers could do some teacher training. So we were looking at sending the children home on Friday, so having Friday as a pupil-free day, and our teachers would do some training on Friday and then continue on with the training on Saturday. However, in the end, what happened was the students actually stayed at school on Friday. The trainers who came in observed classes on the Friday, and then they talked to our teachers on the Saturday. But, and this is where the interesting point comes in, one of the things that the head teacher said to me that swung his decision to keep the children at school on Friday was the fact that some of the children, once they had heard rumours or gotten wind of the possibility that the school might be closing on a Friday, actually came to the headmaster and begged him not to close the school on the Friday. And the reason that they didn't want to close the school on the Friday was because they knew that they would be going home, some of them to either very little food or to no food at all. And so they wanted to come to school because they knew that they'd be getting their morning porridge and their lunch. And I just want you to be aware and to appreciate the fact that you are not only preparing the child for the future in terms of their education, but you are also helping to improve their quality of life on a day-to-day basis now. We still have about 30 children needing sponsorship, and I'd like to introduce you to a couple of them as we close out this video. So, are you going to be an Amari girl one day?